Mr. Ewert, who is next?
It looks like Michael Sternberg. I have unmuted your mic. If you unmute yourself, you will have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you. So good afternoon, committee. I spoke to the board at public comment on August 25th, 2022, and I complained about the misconduct process and the bar's refusal to process complaints properly or take evidence. I talked about file size limitations on the website and how that precluded evidence. And I talked about problems in the process, including with the complaint review unit, who had been ignoring me for a year at that point when I was asking about the status of my case. As if to prove my point, the complaint review unit that same day after my public comments sent me a closeout letter, 3 pages long, where over and over again they cite lack of evidence and never address the fact that they refused to take evidence or give me an opportunity to supply evidence. So I've typed up a letter which describes the chronology of this one issue on that one particular complaint, and I've typed it up and addressed it to Executive Director and the Board of Trustees, and I've asked Louisa to circulate it to you, which she has promised she would do. With my remaining time, I just quickly want to go into the chronology. So on that one particular complaint, it was filed on October 28th, 2021, about a lawyer who was filing different versions of motions than what he was serving on me. Melanie Dorian, who works for you in your intake unit, instantly closed out the complaint, saying it was just a rehash of an old complaint and that I did not attach anything. That was not true. I attached a text file that says, I cannot cope with the file size limitations. I will be mailing in my evidence. Because she closed it out, I sent a certified letter, return receipt requested, to the complaint review unit. And I said, you are supposed to tell me how this process works per the Business and Professions Code. And I'm asking for an investigator and for you to take evidence. They ignored me until my public comments on 8/25 when they closed out the complaint for lack of evidence, having never assigned an investigator, having never given me a chance to submit evidence. So my new tactic is going to be, I'm going to type up these complaints one issue at a time. I'm going to send them to the presiding judge of the Santa Clara County Superior Court and ask her to refer it to the bar. I'm then going to file it with the bar, and I'm asking that the same investigator be put on every single complaint at the bar so that a coherent timeline and investigation can be done and I can be ensured due process and a fair process. I am going to then come to all of these meetings and a public comment, make my complaints so that there is a record.
30 seconds left.
And nobody can, no institution and no people involved in this can claim plausible deniability. So the last thing I want to say is I tried to file a complaint recently. The website does not work in terms of looking up the attorney you want to complain with. I brought it to Louisa's attention, who called me and tried to help, and I appreciated it. But why is it up to me and Louisa to solve these problems? You guys have a big problem at the bar. I've been suffering immensely because of it. This is related to an abduction of my children, and I can only imagine what's going on.
Your time is up, sir.
Public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sternberg, for your comments.